In this video, I'm going to show you guys how I negotiated one of my credit cards from $14,000 to $5,500 in less than 1 hour. And I mean, that's like, I don't even, well, like a $8,000 savings right there if I'm doing my math right there. But in this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can go and use these strategies to negotiate down your credit card debt so that you can get your life back in order right away.
As a 22-year-old, I want to explore
about his success at such a young age and a book that's coming out.
My name is Dejon Brooks. This is my YouTube channel. I talk about tech, finance, AI, side hustles, and all that fun stuff. And today's video, I'm gonna be shining a light on me for a little bit, you know. It's not always the proudest to say that I was once in credit card debt, and on one of my cards I had like $25,000 worth of credit card debt, and on my biggest card I had like I just put 14,000 in the title, but it was about like 13,500-ish plus the interest, so I just said 14,000 right there. But yeah, I wasn't proud of that right there, and I wanted to turn my life around, so I went in and I negotiated like a lot of my debts as far as with my cards to bring the balances low. Then I went and paid them off so that I can just be completely debt free, didn't have to worry about any of that stuff right there. But in today's video, I want to focus on really my biggest card, because a lot of you guys out there, you may have cards where you owe like 5,000, 8,000, 20,000 or whatever, you know, and that's a pretty big balance. And being able to even like chop that by like 30%, that is huge. You can use that money for like your house, maybe some other bills, or a down payment for a car, and more importantly, just like the mental peace as far as like knowing that you're knowing that you got extra money, and also you got this whole balance gone. But yeah, I got 3 points. I got my phone here as far as like with me having all these points written down, and yeah, this is how I negotiated one of my credit cards from 14,000 to 5,500 in less than an hour. So number one is you need to start off super low, and you need to stay strong. So okay, cool. So the credit card balance, it's at 14,000, and really with so point number one, this is going to depend on the amount that you owe, how much you've had it, and I think that's pretty much it right there. And really, like, the longer time that you've had it, the banks pretty much want their money because at that point they may have written it off as a loss. So, but as far as like going and starting low, it's important that you start low, because let's say you're negotiating your debt and you want to like get it at 8,000. Let's say instead of paying 14,000, you want to pay 8,000 or 9,000. You don't want to hop on a call and be like, I'm here to negotiate my debt. Can you guys do 8,000 or 9,000? Because they will come down, but they're going to come down from like 14,000, maybe like 12,000 or 11,000. And then you guys will do some more back and forth, and then maybe it ends up, maybe you get it from like 14,000 to 10,000, 5,000. That's the final balance that you got to go pay off. That's cool. I mean, you still save like 3,500, but if you start super low, you'll be able to go and save even more money and get even more of a discount on your debt. And in this case right here, I started super low, so on $14,000 of debt, I actually went in offering to pay 2,500, and I'll be honest with you, like, they laughed at me in my face on the phone. But that paying strong, like, I was the one that laughed at the end of that call, because I only have to pay 5,500 to knock out a $14,000 credit card bill, and that's like $8,000 that I saved. That's huge. That's way more than 3,500. You know, $8,000. That's like working towards like a down payment using like the FHA loan. If you're in the US, you know, that's a lot of money, and you can save that amount of money if you start super low with your offers. And as you guys are going back and forward, staying strong, and when they come down a bit, so let's say, so with me and my biggest card at 14,000, they came down to, I believe it was around like 10,000, and I didn't go from like 2,500 to like 5,000 right off the bat, you know, because my end goal is 5,500. I went and I came up to, I believe it was like 3,500. So they shaved off like about like 4,000. I only gave them like 1,000 as I was coming up, and it was just like a constant battle. And then I believe when we got to the point where they were at like 8,000, I was at around, I believe, like 4,500, but my end goal was 5,500. That's what I wanted right there. And I was just going like head to head with the rep on the phone, and then he went and transferred me over to the supervisor, and then from the supervisor, like, this was like an hour-long phone call, but like that 30 minutes with the supervisor, I was able to go and bring it down to essentially 5,500 and get the thing settled. But that's point number one. Make sure you start super low and stay strong as you come come up, and as they come down, you have to come up as well. Because if you're too hard, negotiations, they're gonna stall and nothing's gonna happen, and they may send a demand letter your way. So yeah, that's point number one. Number two, always be willing to walk away. So as I was on that phone call, I was constantly saying, and you don't want to be too bold with this, because they can be like, okay, cool, we'll just send a demand letter your way, you know. So you gotta kind of be strategic on this. But the way how I was doing it when I was on the phone was, as far as like showing strength that I could walk away from this phone call if you don't accept my offer of $5,500, was I got this lump sum of money from my job, and I'm looking to go and start like paying off all of my debts. And I'm just gonna be like honest with you, I got like six different cards that I have debts with, and if we can't figure out something that's gonna work today, I'll get back to you guys eventually, but it's probably gonna be another like 6 to maybe 12 months, you know. And I'm gonna use these funds to go and pay off some of these other cards first. And that's how you use urgency. Get them to comply on your terms to bring the balance down lower so that you can go and pay it off. And as far as like paying it off, I don't mean like doing like payment plans across. You can maybe do 3 months if it's like 4-figure installments that you're doing, but if it's like 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, 3 years, or 36 months, you know, you lose leverage. The more time you give within the installment period to pay off this new negotiated debt settlement, the more power that you give to them. But the more that you can pay up today, you get more power, you get more strength. And in this case here, I was cool with paying $5,500 all in one go. And with that, it gave me a lot of power. And because of that, they came down significantly to where I saved like $8,000. Sorry you guys, the battery died. About to finish up this video really quickly, but I'm gonna look at my notes. But yeah, that's number two, as far as like making sure that you're always willing to walk away. And the third one is you need to make it a win-win scenario, and stay professional as well. So when I was talking to the supervisor, I had to go and take it from like 8,000-ish all the way down to 5,500, and I had to stay super strong, you know. And there was some insults. Well, I didn't want to say like insults, you know, but I was like, there was just a couple of like common sense thing that he was just, you could tell he was playing games with me about, but I was maintaining my cool, you know. And I was always saying that like, hey, like I got all these other cards I can go to and pay off. I'll get to you guys eventually, but I got all these other cards that I can go and just pay off now. I'll get to you guys last if we can't bring it out any further, you know. But I was calm, cool, and collective. And eventually, so the way how I actually got it down to 5,500 was, so actually at the end of that phone call, I was at 5,000 and they're at 6,000 as far as like settling it. And 6,000, that's still a good number, you know, but I want 5,500, you know. Like I said, if you do the things that I shared with you guys in this video, you got the power. And because of that, we actually ended up the call without making a deal. And I think that call was like done on like a Thursday, Friday, and then the next week, like on Monday, he called me back and he's like, we could do 5,500, and I got it from there, you know. But I was being cool, calm, and collective, making it a win scenario. And also at the end of the call, the first call that was on Thursday, I was like, hey, like, I'm sure you're like a good person, cool person, like over in real life, you know, but yeah, I understand that you're just in business mode right now, so no hard feelings, you know, you're just doing your job. And I was being cool, I was being professional, and by me doing that, I was able to get that extra 500 off, bring it down to 5,500. But yeah, that's pretty much how I went and negotiated my credit card debt from $14,000 all the way down to $5,500, ultimately saving me over $8,000. And going to a credit card, you know. And yeah, I made some poor decisions as far as like accumulating that debt in the first place. But as far as like becoming debt free and getting my life back in track, I was able to save $8,000 and be able to use that money in other places where it'd be like a house, car, investing, you know. So yeah, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. See ya.